Mr. Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio, bringing you the news of the cancellation of Dillian Whyte versus Otto Wallin. Okay, so news came through this afternoon. Shoulder injury prevented Dillian Whyte from continuing on with the fight, which was due on October the 30th. So his reported withdrawal leaves no obvious next opponent for Fury. What do you mean? Obviously, he's the next opponent. I don't agree with this statement by Sky Sport. Obviously, Dillian Whyte will heal up from the injury, whatever surgery or whatever medical procedure he needs to go through. Could be rest to heal it up, massage therapy, whatever. But Tyson Fury was in no rush to get back in the ring anyway. So, and also Dillian Whyte didn't have to fight Wallin to be next for Tyson Fury. So Dillian Whyte remains next for Tyson Fury, next in line. Dillian Whyte is the WBC interim champion, and he is next in line. The WBC had ruled that the winner of Fury Wilder's trilogy fight would have 30 days to agree a fight against the unified champion, who is Alexander Usyk, or would be ordered to fight the reigning interim champ, who is Whyte. I don't think Wallin was in it. I'm not sure that's an accurate statement there in this Sky Sport report. Whyte, even if he officially withdraws from fighting Wallin, remains the interim champion. Exacte mundo. It's very disappointing, says Wallin's promoter, Dimitri Salita. Okay, so the upshot of it is, whether Whyte fights Wallin or not, he remains the WBC interim champion, and the WBC interim champion will be the next person to face the WBC super champion, or whatever you want to term it, who is Tyson Fury. So anyway you cut it, Dillian Whyte is next for Tyson Fury. How does Dillian Whyte navigate this then? Well, if Tyson Fury remains steadfast that he won't fight Dillian Whyte, who would Dillian Whyte be looking at as his next opponent? Well, this is the WBC rankings, and they were updated, I think, earlier this week. And looky here, at number one contender, Deontay Wilder loses to Tyson Fury, and he doesn't drop down. How peculiar. It's the second loss in a row. He lost last year, 2020, to Tyson Fury, and he's lost this year, 2021, just a week or 2 weeks ago, to Tyson Fury. But he hasn't dropped down the rankings. There he is, Deontay Wilder. How bizarre. How bizarre. So if Tyson Fury is true to his word that he won't fight Dillian Whyte, even though earlier on in the year he said that Dillian Whyte was on his wish list to fight in December, now he's come out whistling a different tune, Tyson Fury style. So if Tyson Fury refuses to fight, then the WBC will be left, Dillian Whyte, then the WBC will be left with no option but to remove Tyson Fury as their champion and put Deontay versus Dillian Whyte as their next heavyweight championship fight. So that's the super champion we're talking about. Okay, so let's look at their top 10. And it is Arslanbek Makadov, Russian-Canadian. Filip Ergovic of Croatia. Ajit Kabayal, Germany. Michael Hunter, USA. Frank Sanchez, Cuba. Joseph Parker, New Zealand. Luis Ortiz, Cuba. Oh my gosh, Luis Ortiz. What has he done to be in the top 10, much less the top 5? Quite shocking. Joe Joyce, number 3, GB. Andy Ruiz Jr., Mexico in the US. And Deontay Wilder. Quite shocking. So, what should Dillian Whyte do? Should he heal up and then fight Wallin? Or does he heal up and wait for Tyson Fury? That don't make no sense to me. Tyson Fury don't know which direction he's going to go in. So I think when he heals up, if the Tyson Fury fight's not been made, then he should look at the time frame that the WBC are working with. Normally, they give a champion 12 months. So it could be 12 months from now before he gets a championship fight. So if I were Dillian Whyte, at around the 6-month mark, I'll be looking for a fight. Would he be with Wallin? I don't know. But definitely I can see Tyson Fury stretching this out for the 12-month mark and then do whatever he's going to do. Either fight or relinquish his belts. So any way you cut it, I think the smart thing for Dillian Whyte to do is have a fight. If not immediately, well obviously it won't be immediately, but around 6 months from now. Strategizing for Tyson Fury to drag this thing out. And remember, he could agree on the last day of the 12th month. Which would then, because he only has to agree to the fight within 12 months. I don't think he has to have the fight. So he could agree to the fight and then stretch it out another 6 months. Say, yeah, we'll fight him in 6 months. So it could be 18 months. So I think Dillian Whyte definitely has to fight in around 6 months from now. He's healed and ready to go. Okay, so that's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. We're going to talk about this more in the evening show. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, comment, share, and I'm out. Like Dillian Whyte. Heal up, Dilly. Heal up.